This looks exactly like Sega Saturn.
The console even looks like a Sega Saturn, kind of. Okay, so what are we gonna play? Let's go down the list.
Down the list it is.
Whoa.
Mutation Nation?
Puzzle Bobble.
Puzzle Bobble, okay.
You have that.
Yeah, I've got it on...
For the MVS.
On the actual Neo Geo, the real stuff.
Mr. Fancy Pants over here.
Leave my shorts out of this. Do 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 do.
Does it make that sound?
Yep. But it doesn't have the monkey juggling.
All the games I've played so far have pretty decent load times, except for Last Blade 2. I have Last Blade 2 for the Dreamcast, and it's fine.
I think a lot of the Neo Geo stuff ran up into 95 or 96.
Yeah. Well, they released stuff for the Neo Geo until 2004.
Okay. You had
two-player on this?
Hit start. What's MVS? Is that just the default setting?
Yeah.
That's probably what I play with.
You push start.
Here we go, right here.
You're first player because you push start. But I'm first player on here.
This is the... Yeah, this is almost exactly... This is exactly like
Yeah, it's just a port of your... Alright, so...
It's kind of weird playing it not on the arcade, though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because...
Have an arcade.
I know, I mean, like...
$50.
Don't disclose. I paid
Fine.
quite a bit.
For blank dollars.
Yeah.
Edit that out.
No, it's alright.
It makes me sad.
Why?
I don't know. Because I never... Well, I got a decent deal on this thing.
You gotta learn how to haggle.
I don't check often enough so I don't get the good deals.
Are you kidding me? I've checked more infrequently as of late. It's just... You gotta kind of scope out things that seem somewhat shady. That other people are just like, ah, it's almost too weird for me.
Well, that's why I think I got a good deal on this one, because it said, gets disk read error. And I'm like, oh, it's probably crappy. And then I asked him how often it got the disk read error, and he's like, well, it only really gets it on this one game. I'm like, oh, so you mean your game's broken?
Oh, crap.
So yeah, I got this, with a controller and 2 games for like $50.
Wow.
And I've been keeping an eye on them, and they still go for like, over 100, over $200. The same exact thing.
Neo Geo purists, though, like, I've been on the forums, and, like, they say, like, oh, yeah, multi-carts are awful and stuff, and they burn up or something, or they at least get really hot. I assume they, should be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Trying to load that many things, especially because if you see what an actual MVS, like, cartridge looks like, it's like it's a little bit bigger than a VHS tape for scale.
Right.
I still, like, am fascinated by, like, it's like a console, but it's not,
Mm-hmm.
It's like the first of its kind, because other than that, you would have to switch out the entire board, so I guess it made it more attractive to, like, somebody who owns, like, a small little arcade or whatever, and, they didn't want to have to constantly buy the next iteration of King of Fighters, so they just, or get a whole entire board dedicated.
Right. Well, now people build super guns, though, so...
What are super guns?
Oh, super gun's like this little box that has all the internal wiring
of the
console, and you can just plug it in your board into it like a cartridge, and it hooks up your TV.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that.
They go, like, people build them, custom, they go for like $300 or something online.
Isn't it, the JVS or whatever? There's the MVS, which is what I have. And then there's, like, the console one.
The AES?
AES, that's it. Yeah, people, like, say the AES is good, but it doesn't... You can get a converter for, like, both cartridges,
right.
So you can, like, play stuff. But I guess people have trouble with, like, the multi-carts.
Yeah, I don't
They
know.
say, for, like, sake of compatibility and everything, that the slot 1 MVS, like I have, are the best kind. And so if you want, I guess, all your ROM carts or whatever to work, that's the kind you buy.
Right.
And I honestly had no idea when I got it. At first, I thought it was going to be one of those, they call them mini cabs. Like, have you ever seen those? Like, they're really tiny MVSs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they used to have one over at Pizza Street. and I love that one. I used to play that Yo-Yo Master game.
Oh yeah, I loved that game. I don't think they made a CD version for that.
Or it's called Spin Master.
No, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I don't think they made a port for the CD. There's a couple CD exclusive games I didn't know about. Like there's some Samurai Showdown RPG or something.
Oh shit.
It's only in Japan, so it's all in Japanese.
Yeah, I lost that one.
It's pretty awesome at the beginning.
Anyway, there's another game called Blues Journey that's pretty cool.
I don't think I've ever played that one.
Yeah, it was on the Pizza Street one.
I remember, what was it? Movie something. The one that was on Parvin and Brighton?
Parvin and Brighton?
Yeah, what was that place called?
Holiday.
Okay. Holiday Video. That place had a Neo Geo for a while. They had like some weird random fighting games.
I never played it over there.
And what else? Winwood had some great. They had Power Instinct 2. That wasn't Neo Geo. It was just a crazy fighting game.
They had Contra for a while. Cantra.
Who says Cantra?
I do.
There's an O in it.
Because you can't try to win.
Ha.
Haha.
Haha.
Actually, it was the first time I ever played Contra before the NES.
The first time I ever played it, my friend when I was like in kindergarten brought it over. And we played it.
I played Super C before I played Contra.
Oh.
But the funniest part about like Winwood is that you couldn't take off your skates at all. Like they made sure you like held onto them at all times and like were always wearing them. So while you were trying to play Contra, you're trying to balance yourself on the skates. So I mean, like the game's already hard enough trying to maintain your balance.
I always brought my own rollerblades when I went there.
They always had that guy at the door. He's like, "Hey, let me see those real quick," and then he ran his hand across it.
Yeah, no, I know.
And then you just wait for his answer, and he'd be like, "Okay, come on, Anor. Ah, yeah, these are no good."
I was winning. Damn it.
One loss. I guess that means I'm superior.
Is that good, or do you want to do it again?
I don't really think this is much of a review. If you haven't played Bust a Move by now.
Bust a Move.
Bust a Move.
Puzzle Bobble.
Yeah, it's Bust a Move.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, obviously. If you haven't played this game, you're deprived of happiness.
What are you doing on YouTube watching this anyway?
We haven't even said anything about this game.
Well,
it's fun.
It's a simple puzzle game. You gotta line up colors that are alike, pop them, and the monsters come out. It's kind of like Puzzle Bobble, only they pull bubbles out of bags this time. I guess it's their captured thing, but what they would do in the actual Puzzle Bobble game is they would stomp on them, and then they just fly away. They never, like, captured them in bags. So I really don't know what this has to do with the Puzzle Bobble canon.
Canon?
Yeah, I mean, like, it goes, what, doesn't it go, like, Puzzle Bobble Rainbow Islands, like, after they turn back human? How'd it go back to Puzzle Bobble?
I never played Rainbow Island.
I have it. It's really good.
I know it got released for Xbox Live Arcade, but I never played it.
What was ridiculous on the NES, though, is that Rainbow Islands is technically Puzzle Bobble 2.
But then they made the Puzzle Bobble 2.
Yeah, then they made Puzzle Bobble 2, and that's, like, I guess everyone's least favorite.
I never played it.
I have
the first one.
I played it, like, I rented it and stuff before I knew how rare it was. Yeah. Otherwise, I would have, like, picked it up back then.
Yeah, there's a bunch of games like that, like Misadventures of Tron Bon. I rented that back in the day, but, you know, then I went and looked for it a few years later. It's like, oh, $150. I'm like, oh.
I don't know. I've never seen it go for that much.
No. I've seen it go for over 100 on eBay.
Well, probably sealed or something.
There's a bunch of games, like, back in the day that I played that I wish...
If only knew what I knew back then. Like, if I had a time machine, I'd use it for petty little NES games. Like, I'm gonna grab all the stadium events. Then what?
And then lots of, like, 10 stadium events.
It's like, I could be doing other great things, like finding out lottery ticket information, or do what Marty McFly did and just get an almanac or something and bring it back.
That was Biff.
Well, he was planning on it before Biff stole it. Don't bring this up. I will talk you to death about Back to the Future. In fact, I just finished the Telltale Back to the Future games.
still haven't
1
played
through 5. Oh, they're beautiful.
I plan on getting them on Steam eventually, but I just haven't. I have such a huge backlog of games.
Well, I know. You had the Steam sale, though. You had your opportunity.
I know, and I passed it up like an idiot.
Spoiler alert, they're planning some more after the 5.
Oh, good.
I'm not going to tell you how, but...
That's for you to find out.
Yeah. Michael J. Fox does make a cameo, which is odd because he is, like, making a cameo while the impersonator's playing the lead.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool because they do sound like they're dead on. Like, you can, like, if you've listened to comparisons on the internet or something between the voice act or do you call him an impersonator or
I don't know.
basically the Michael J. Fox impersonator and Michael J. Fox, it's dead on. And the thing is, like, it never like, even knowing that it was an impersonator in the entire game, I completely bought in that it was him regardless, even though I knew it wasn't. He did that great of a job. And the games, like, I mean, like, if you like Monkey Island,
yeah, I love those games.
if you like Sam & Max and stuff.
I have all the Sam & Max
Full
games.
Throttle.
I love Full Throttle.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Ripburger.
Sad that the voice actor died.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They actually had plans.
Like 3 canceled games or something?
Of Full Throttle?
Yeah, I think there's like 3 canceled sequels, or 2, at least 2. There's one for the Xbox that's supposed to come out that's supposed to be like a brawler beat 'em up style game.
Yeah, sadly, you know, I'm almost glad that didn't come out.
Yeah, I know, it probably would have been worse.
It probably would have, but I guess I would have kind of looked at it through rose-colored.
Yeah, well, now with
tinted.
all their, like, you know, HD remakes, they could do an HD remake of the game.
Yeah.
And I'd be okay with that. I'd play.
They did it with Monkey Island. Maniac Mansion needs its time.
Yes. HD remake of Maniac Mansion would be
Oh,
awesome.
I'm so screwed unless I get an orange.
Or, yeah.
Yeah, and there's no way I can do it because I built